Guys, I got it in. I saw this movie right before 2016 ended. I did it. I saw Train to Busan. Yes. Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to a movie review. I'm so excited to talk about this one. I was just sitting around my house on New Year's Eve because I'm not a big partier. So, you know, I was just chilling, doing my drinking at home, you know, and decided to do like my weekly check to see if Train to Busan was streaming anywhere, and I found it was streaming on YouTube for only $4. I could rent it, which was well worth the money because I really wanted to see this movie. So yeah, I saw Train to Busan. For those of you that don't know, Train to Busan is about dad, Seok-woo, played by Gong-yoo, who is traveling with his estranged daughter to meet his ex-wife in Busan. And while they're on the train, a person infected with the zombie virus gets on and infects other members of the train. So the train just becomes like this little tin can of horror rocketing down the rails to Busan. So yeah, so it's a zombie flick. I think it's not labeled as a horror, it's labeled as like an action movie, which I can see, but it's definitely, I mean, to us, it's definitely horror. It's a zombie movie. It's basically like World War Z, but like South Korean and better. And Gong-woo. What I like about Train to Busan, like everything. I liked the idea of the zombies. I thought the concept was cool. They're sight-based, so if other humans like aren't directly in their line of sight, they don't know you're there. So you could be like hiding behind a wall, and you know they wouldn't be able to tell you're there, and they would just kind of go idle and not really move around. So they wouldn't like actively seek you out, you know. But then if you get into their line of sight, you know, they see you, then they charge after you, like the World War Z zombies, like super fast, the scary ones. And of course the characters, I've said this time and time again, South Korean horror movies, and just their at least, you know, their shows and other, I've seen a few South Korean movies that weren't horror movies, not a lot, but a few, and I watch a lot of their dramas. So, but they do such a good job at developing their characters and making you care about the characters, even the minor ones, which I think is so important in a horror movie, because they just make you emotionally invested in these characters, really without even knowing it. Like, you don't realize how invested you are in their well-being until scary shit starts happening to them. I think they do that so well. They really put an emphasis on that, which I enjoy. So that's, you know, no different in Train to Busan. The characters are amazing. I love all the characters. And anytime any one of them dies, I freaked out. And then of course, which you can probably see this in any review of Train to Busan, but I did like, I liked, you know, there's definitely a class struggle within the movie. I liked the idea of the individual versus community here. Our main character, Seok-woo. Seok-woo. It's hard to say that without sounding like saying like Seok-woo. Seok-woo. Our main character is a workaholic, which definitely kind of fits, at least what I interpret like as the corporate culture in Korea, in South Korea. Definitely like workaholics, long hours. So he doesn't have a lot of time to spend with his daughter, hence why she's kind of like a little bit distant from him, wants to see her mom, that sort of thing. Of course, their relationship changes as they're thrust into this situation with the zombies. And Seok-woo is kind of pitted against another character, Sang-hwa, who is definitely all about, once the zombie scariness starts breaking out, is all about saving others as well as himself and his pregnant wife. So, and he chastises Seok-woo for a little while because you know, he was it seemed like he was only caring about himself when the zombies first kind of started attacking the train. So, which of course, Soku's character, you know, his character arc, he changes over the course of these events. So I like that idea of the individual versus community and that kind of like battle against each other, because when you're watching them, they both seem like they're right. Like, you know, if you were in that situation, it's like both seem right to like help others as well, help others to survive, but you're also worried about yourself as well. So it's like, you know, if it came down to it, would I just save myself? Or, you know, I like that idea. If I had to dislike something about this movie, which I'm saying dislike here very lightly, like it in no way ruined the movie for me, maybe I would have liked a little more backstory on what caused the virus, which this isn't the first movie to do this, but they do make the zombie, like the cause of the virus, a little bit irrelevant. I just think that the zombies had such a unique concept with like the whole site thing that I would have liked to know like maybe why that was, like why the virus caused this, but you know, it's okay. It was neither here nor there. So why should you watch it? It's an awesome Korean horror movie and it's awesome. I don't know. It's lots of action, lots of blood, lots of guts, lots of scary zombies. And you should watch because the real hero of this movie is the conductor of the train. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I feel like in these types of movies, like, you know, because while this is going on, the train is still moving, right? So I feel like in like action or horror movies or anything, like I feel like it gets to that point where it's like we realize like the conductor has been dead the entire time or something like that, and the train is just like, almost knocked my notebook. The train is just hurtling down the track with no conductor, and then that kind of becomes part of the danger as well. Like eventually, like they're gonna crash or they're gonna fly off of the cliff or the tracks have been blown up or something like that. But I will just say the conductor is the real hero of this movie. But yeah, so I don't think it's any surprise to anybody watching this review that I'm gonna give this a Fangtastic. I fucking loved it, and as soon as I can get my hands on a physical copy of it, I'm going to get the best copy ever, the most expensive, all the special features, whatever. I'm gonna get it all as soon as I can. If anybody knows when that's gonna happen, please let me know, either in the comments or on social media or something. Like, let your girl know. So if you've seen Train to Busan, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. Like I said, I saw it on YouTube. I was able to rent it $4 for standard, $5 for high definition. I mean, I think that was well worth it. You get it for 48 hours. I mean, I thought it was worth it because I really wanted to see it, but yeah, so I think with the popularity it has, I think eventually it'll probably be like on Hulu and Netflix and stuff like that. So maybe if you're more patient, unlike me, you could probably just watch it with your Netflix subscription. But yeah, so until next time, stay strange.